You know, it doesn't really make any sense to me whatsoever with Star Wars Acolyte because this show was just so historically bad that when you look back at it, characters like Reva make sense compared to freaking characters like Osha and May and whatever the hell was going on in Star Wars Acolyte. It's insane when you think about it. I mean, think about it. Think of Rey, think of Reva, think of all these characters, Rose Tico, think of all these characters that we were deemed as bad just a few years ago, and then compare them to Osha and May. They are literally light years better, and it's not, I'm not kidding. That's how bad Osha and May were written. I mean, let me just break it down for you just like this. I mean, look at May here. We have May here who swapped her mind like 4 or 5 different times during this entire freaking show. She goes from wanting to be an acolyte to wanting to be with her sister and join up with the Jedi to be arrested by them and then leak the secrets of the Sith out into the galaxy, or leak up to the Jedi at least, to then randomly turning around and wanting to kill Soul again, and then all of a sudden turning around again and then trying to, be back with the acolyte. And it makes absolutely no sense. And she just, at the end of the day, she's like, oh, my side is by my sister. Like, you went from wanting to kill Osha, kill your sister, you burned down your entire coven, you put every single last person's life in jeopardy, all because that Osha didn't want to join you. You wanted to kill your sister all because she wanted to become a Jedi, and then all of a sudden now later on in life you swap your story 4 or 5 different freaking times just to try to fit whatever new plot device that they had going on in this show. And the same thing happened with her sister, Osha. I mean, you look at Osha, she literally watched all of her friends or all the Jedi who she was working with at the time get completely slaughtered and die to Chimere. Chimere legitimately 1v8'd or 1v9'd multiple different freaking Jedi and only left Soul there alive along with Osha. You watch Jeki die, you watch Yor die, you watch multiple other freaking Jedi die. And not only that, but now all of a sudden, instead of wanting revenge against Chimere, like you would want revenge against freaking May for taking out pretty much every single last one of your witches in a coven. Yeah, I know technically the Jedi were the ones that took her out, but May started it. Let's not be freaking. May started it. We're looking at the person who started it. So you look at May and you say, I want revenge against her, but when it comes to Chimere, all you do is you literally spy on him while he's taking a freaking bath. And now not only do you respect him after killing off all your freaking friends, now you join him, you agree to be trained by him, and now you're in a loving relationship with him. Like, please, somebody make it make sense. This is one of the things that pissed me off about Acolyte so much. And yes, this review today, it's not really a review. I'm just kind of overviewing what was happening because it's insane the fall off that's been going on. We hated Reva and Rey for reasons, at least their reasons and motivations made freaking sense. Like, look, just hear me out. When you sit here and you look at Reva, Rey, and all these characters, no, I don't really care for them as characters. I don't really like their characters at all anyway. But when you freaking compare them to Osha and May, they are literally light years ahead of character development. At least Reva, she was a Jedi at the Jedi Temple, or a freaking Padawan at the Jedi Temple. She got stabbed by Anakin. Don't know how she survived. And then later on finds out that he's Darth Vader and then so tries to confront Darth Vader. Okay, that makes sense. But you look at someone like Rey, now look at Rey. You know, she didn't know she was a Jedi. All of a sudden she is a Jedi or whatever. She gains power super duper fast, finds out she's a Palpatine, and then instead of wanting to be a Palpatine, she decides to become a Skywalker, which still doesn't make any freaking sense and is still horribly written, and that's not a good idea. Don't get me wrong here, but compare it to Osha and May. At least Rey and Reva didn't see the freaking killer, the person that changed their life forever, and say, oh yeah, I want to be with that. Like, can you imagine if Reva wanted to be with Darth Vader in a sexual way? That would have been hella freaking awkward. It would have been extremely awkward. And this is literally like an episode later. It's not even like 2 episodes later or 3 episodes later or like a season later. No, it's the next freaking episode. And now in the final episode, you want to freaking, you want to fight your sister. Cool. That makes sense. You want to fight your sister now. You want to take revenge against your sister for doing everything that she's done to you. But then not even 30 minutes later, you're now hugging and crying with your sister in your arms as you let Chimere mind wipe her. Not only did you let her mind wipe her, you just left her there for the Jedi to take custody of, and now she's arrested and she's on Coruscant. Like, didn't you just say you love your sister? Like, why aren't you trying to save her? And not only that, but now you have her who is not even able to do a force push not even too long ago. Now she's able to force choke Soul. And I know Soul allowed that to happen, But that is a high level force ability. You can't just force choke anybody normally. And then after that, you bleed his crystal from being blue to red in just a couple seconds. And this is something that took Darth Vader to excruciating lengths in order to get done. But I guess because it's acting like, oh, it's the new chosen one, it's the original chosen one, so I guess it's the power of two, the power of many, whatever the fuck. I mean, look at this panel from freaking Vader's comic. Look at him this is him trying to bleed a crystal. Look, he's battle damaged, he's fighting his own mental battles, and he's fighting physically. Just so we can harness the power, enough power to bleed a crystal red. It is not supposed to be easy, and then May just does it in or Osha does it in 1 freaking second. And you know, I'm sorry for yelling during this freaking review, but I was just thinking about it because there's just absolutely no way we are falling this far back in terms of writing in Star Wars. Like just 2 years ago, just a year ago, we were talking about how bad Reva and, Rey were as characters. And now we're looking at Osha and May, and we literally have a far cry. Reva and Rey are light years better characters than Osha and May. And I don't know what else to really say, man. I just really wanted to come on and just to rant for a little bit, to be honest. I'm going to be pretty busy today, so I haven't really had time to upload videos like that. I'll have another video uploaded tomorrow. But as I said before, if you enjoyed Acolyte, Star Wars Acolyte, please go ahead and, enjoy the show. More power to you. But for me, I don't like the freaking show whatsoever. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day. And leave your comments and opinions in the comment section down below.
You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.